We're live. We're live.
Hello, everybody.
Hi,
We're
everyone.
live.
Welcome back to Cross Paths. It's been forever.
Yup.
Approximately, it's been, I think, about a month since our last live. Sorry.
We're so productive here.
Right. Sorry.
Jeez.
So much has been going on work-wise. Oh, hold on. I forgot my phone was
turn
on.
that down.
Yeah, we've basically I've been caught up in a million different projects all at once. Dave's been working, going on trips. So we decided we should go live to talk about a very interesting topic.
No. There was a reason, though. Well, yeah, we've been wanting to go live, and we're going to start going live. We're going to do it. But there's a reason for this.
What?
Tell the story.
Oh, yes. So, we were watching a movie the other night called The Cleansing Hour. We bought the movie off of Apple TV, iTunes, or is it iTunes or Apple TV? Anyway.
Yeah, it's Apple TV.
It was a very interesting movie on possession. So, quick synopsis. It was about this priest that was doing all these exorcisms, but they were all staged. And one night, one of the girls decides to do it, and then she becomes possessed, and all this shit happens. So
yeah, he's a fake ass priest.
Yeah. What happened was Dave and I started talking about, like, okay, what happens when you die? Like, what's your belief? Do you believe in heaven? Do you believe in hell? Do you believe that there's such thing as the veil? And then we were like, wait a minute, we should actually pause this and do a live on it.
It was funny.
Quite interesting to talk about.
It was funny because I asked you exactly like that. It's like, what do you believe happens in your next life?
Yeah, like what happens when you die.
And it's quite interesting.
Yeah. But before we say hello to everyone, let's quickly do our intro since we haven't done it in 1,000 years.
You'll find it.
Go down, scroll.
Oh, there they are.
Yep.
Which one?
That one.
This one?
Yep.
We're going to do this
Anyways,
one, guys.
We'll be right back.
And we're back.
So there's 4 people watching. Hopefully more will come in, but oh well. But for those who are in, hello Denise, and hello Sophie, and hello Robin. I love that. Robin says, Lucian, your hair looks twice as long. We're going to be calling you Rapunzel soon. I know, guys, my hair grows super, super quickly. Remember when I had my hair permed the first time and it was like to my chin, and now it's like bloop. It's almost boobage length. I cannot wait.
I'm going to shave his head.
I cannot wait. That's like my goal, is to get it down to like past boobage length.
No.
It already annoys Dave when we try and cuddle, and he's like, "Can I just move your hair?" And he's like, "Canking." He's like yanking my hair.
It's like I'm shoving my hair.
He just gets a face full of hair.
Nope. No, I just go like this, push, and I cuddle with I have a big stuffed Totoro that I cuddle with at night now, because it's less hairy.
It's full of fur.
Yeah, but it's not. No, it's just little fuzzy. It's a stuffed animal.
You'll deal.
No, I'm going to shave your head while you're sleeping. Is what's going to happen.
Yeah, my hair's extra fluffy today because I put a little bit of water and brought some life back to it.
I'm going to put some death to it. And speaking of death, so what do you guys? Well, this is a deep one though for a Friday night.
Yeah, right.
It is Friday night. This is almost a popcorn party.
Almost a popcorn party.
But this is a pretty deep one. What do you guys believe? Because we started getting to this interesting discussion of what we believe when we go into that next phase. Yeah. When we die,
and just actually another topic would be to discuss like our beliefs from when we were younger to what we believe now. Like, has it changed?
Well, mine hasn't changed. It's very interesting how. Well, I'm gonna.
No, I think yours has.
You go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. Hi October and hello Sonia. Okay, so first topic: do I believe in heaven? Do I believe in hell? Do I believe in what I call the further, aka the invisible veil that separates us from the other side? I believe in all 3. I believe we have a heaven. I believe we have a hell. I believe in the veil, or I like to call it, ever since I saw, what was that movie with the further? Not The Conjuring.
I thought it was The Conjuring. No, the further you go.
Insidious. There we go. Insidious.
We should watch that
further now.
Yeah.
So, yes, I believe in heaven. I believe in angels. I believe in hell. I believe in demons. Do I have I now have a different view on demons and angels, thanks to watching Supernatural.
He got his education from the television.
I do. No, actually, it can be quite interesting when you watch Supernatural. There's 15 seasons, folks, and I'm still on 11. I'm on season 12 now. I think almost halfway through season 12. But, yeah, I believe in heaven. I believe in hell. I believe in the in-between. So what does that mean to me? Actually, let's start off. We'll start off with heaven.
Well,
so when we die, what happens?
Where do you go? Where are you going when you die?
That's an interesting topic because some of me believes in the ancestral pool where when we die, you don't really... That's actually a very contradicting topic now that I think about it. Because I believe in the ancestors that are always there. They're always there to protect you, to guide you. You can draw upon their strength, their power, their essence. So when we die, due to my beliefs and my practice, I believe that we become part of the ancestors. We reside in a realm that is parallel to our own, that's separated by a veil. So literally, what it looks like is how we see it right now. The only difference is when we pass over, you're still in the same level of existence, you're just not seen. So literally, my ancestors are like chilling around me. That's my belief. But then that contradicts believing in heaven and hell, because if I believe that you die and you become the ancestors, then what's the point of a heaven and a hell if you just stay in the middle? Mm-hmm. But I also do believe there is a heaven that you go to. I do believe there's a hell that you can go to. My version of heaven, per se, is when you go to heaven. To me, heaven is different to every single person. Everyone experiences heaven differently. You all have your own reality of what heaven is once you go up there to the pearly gates. I believe in, there's rooms. You basically step into a room, and in there's your friends, your families, your pets. No, scratch that. I believe it's like a hotel, basically, is what I view heaven as. You have your own room. It's perfect. It's set up and exactly how you envision your afterlife to be. And then you step outside the door. There's a hallway, and you can go into all these different rooms. What are you doing?
Hi, is this the Heaven Hotel? I'd like to make a reservation.
Oh my God. Yes. I'm going to set up. Oh, ring, ring. Hi, this is Lucian. I need to make an exception for room 321. I'll be checking in probably in about 50 years or so. I request that room, please. But no, yeah, you can step outside your little heaven room and you can go visit your friends, your family. They have a reception area where you can find out where your other friends and families that have passed on are. That's what I believe. Everyone has their own specific version of their own heaven. I don't believe it as one big place where there's fields everywhere and, oh, okay, I see Dad over there. Let's go rolling around in the hay field, or let's go pick dandelions. I believe it's every person has their own specific heaven.
Very interesting.
Yeah. And then hell, I believe as the traditional, you go down there. Actually, no, it's interesting. Actually, I'm going to let you talk about your hell because it's a bit similar to what Dave sees it as.
Well, so my belief, I'm sorry.
Hi, Sean.
I'm perpetually eating. It's so rude.
Wait, hold on. Keep going.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm just showing that because it was funny. Go.
Oh, it better be 4-star. Yeah, right. The hotel. It better be 4-star. That's right. I want I'm a 5-star. If it's heaven, it's got to be a 5-star. So I want to read an excerpt from this book because my afterlife is kind of a modification of the Elysian Fields and like the. Let me read this.
Sorry, cat.
So, the third brother of Zeus and Poseidon was assigned rulership of the Greek underworld, which is often called by his name Hades. His queen Persephone, who rules by his side for half the year, returning to the upper world as the flower maiden for the other half. Hades' realm is divided into several regions, which are well mapped in the myth and replicated in several underground oracles. Except for those few heroes whom the gods chose to deify and invite to Olympus, all who die on Earth descend to the underworld. Right? The dead can still eat, drink, speak, and feel emotions. However, their bodies are nothing but shadows, hence they're called shades. The entrance to the underworld is in the west. It is separated from the world of the living by several rivers. The first of these is, I don't want to get into the rivers, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so I don't believe it's the underworld. So I believe when we ascend, okay.
But wouldn't it be descend, not ascend? Because ascend, you go up.
It's parallel.
So
it's not up, it's not down. It's a different dimension, if you would. When you die.
Wait, but if it's called the
can I explain it?
Sorry, because I do have. Okay.
I know. I just don't go by the underworld. I don't believe it's just a phrasal thing. Because right, if you dig and go to the underworld, there's nothing down there but magma and rock. So underworld could be overworld, that a world, this world. It's just another realm. Okay, so it's another realm, and it's divided. It's like a whole other universe, if you would, and it's divided into different places. Now, traditional Greek, this is what I was looking for. In the Hall of Hades, the dead are judged by King Minos, and I'm trying to find where it. Okay.
Hold on. While you talk, I got feed cats.
Heroes and people who did wonderful things in life go to the Elysian Fields. The Elysian Fields are heaven, right? But I don't think it's restricted to people that do wonderful things. I think it taps into a little bit of my Christian side in that. If you live a decent and good life and you ascend, descend, whatever send to the afterlife, I don't call it Hades either. I just call it the afterlife. It could be Hades. It's just the afterlife is what I call it. Because I think the word Hades gets to the other world. Yes, you can call it the other world. There's different sections, and judging by where you go, how you lived your life, if you lived a good life and such, you go to the heaven, which is the Elysian Fields, or the other side. Let me see. So souls that are not good enough for Elysium are sent to the fields of Asphodel, where they drift unthinkingly and unfeelingly like zombies. People who have been particularly wicked in life endure the eternity of ironically appropriate punishment. So, this is what this means. The fields of Asphodel I think is more like purgatory in like the Christian thoughts of things. It's not heaven. It's not hell. It's the holding place, if you would. But what I think happens, and this is where I go a little bit different from Christianity.
So is it like a train station?
Well, you could be. But what happens is if you go to purgatory, or the fields of asphodel. That's where your spirit waits for reincarnation. You go back down in life to try again to get to the point where you ascend.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, of course, if you're wicked, you're super wicked. I forgot what the name of it is, but that is where your hell is not really a place, but it's a punishment. And it's specialized for each person. For example, a lazy person might be made to continuously walk forever. Or, a person that maybe someone murdered someone by drowning them. Well, you're going to live your life up to here in water in this hell. This is what this hell. There are some legends that in some of the Greek and Roman texts that a couple of particular punishments, I don't remember who was sent, but one was the never-ending thirst. I forgot who it was that was sent that went to Hades and had the forever. He was literally sitting next to a river and just drinks, but can never quench the thirst. Mm. And then there was the other guy, or the other soul that was pushing the rock up the hill, and it rolls back down and push. I don't remember like the specifics of those legends, but that kind of sums up the afterlife for me. So it kind of intertwines, right? Mm-hmm. Most people go to the Elysian fields or heaven. Some may go to asphodel or to be reincarnated. I believe that souls that aren't ready to ascend, and that could be very many of us. I believe a soul lives life to kind of acquire knowledge and to grow in that soul-y realm. But if they're not ready to ascend, they go to asphodel, are reincarnated, and then they exist on this reality for another lifetime until they go to the Elysian fields or to heaven.
That's interesting.
So that's kind of
that's kind of how I picture hell. I don't think of it as like all fire, brimstone, souls screaming, being tortured 24/7. I kind of envision it as like there's different levels of a hell depending on the crime you committed or how bad your sin was, I guess. So I believe in like different areas. Like, okay, if you like cheated your way through life and okay, you cheated on this math test to get good grades, and then in adult life you then cheated through this job to get promoted, then you did this to get another promotion, then I believe you have one section versus someone that like murdered an entire family in cold blood, then they're going to have a different area to be in when they're in the underworld. But it's interesting because in the voodoo tradition, and what's actually quite interesting about New Orleans, is they believe that it takes about 7 days for a soul to completely leave the body. Within that time period, they believe that the Bakor, which are known as, they're kind of like necromancers. They believe that you need to stay near the body for 7 days so that the soul doesn't get snatched by Bakor and the body becomes a zombie.
It's kind of like Klingons. Yeah, in Star Trek, Klingons, when a fellow warrior dies, they open their eyes and scream, and it is to let the afterlife know that a warrior is on the way.
Jeez, if you opened up my eyes and you screamed, you'd send my soul right down to the underworld. Jeez, I'd be shocked.
All right, there's some comments here. Let's see.
Hi, Jack.
Jack says, the most modern hell interpretations of levels and stuff is based on Dante's Inferno. Yes. Yep. Absolutely. I was thinking of that too. Toadstool says, I think we only need to look into telescopes and microscopes to see what happens to us
in the afterlife. We return home to an energy flow of light, emitting consciousness.
Yeah, that's an interesting
cosmic fish with a hive mind, right? That's very interesting.
Just like the founders in DS9.
Oh, sorry. Also, what I was going to say is, so you protect the body for 7 days. They also believe that there's 7 different gates around New Orleans that you can access the other world. So in New Orleans, in the voodoo tradition, they don't necessarily believe in a heaven and hell, even though, which is quite interesting because they believe in God, but I guess you don't really need a heaven to believe in God up there. But I'll explain why. Okay, so they believe that the world of the other side, once you pass over, exists within a realm of our own. It's parallel, so that's why they have the 7 different gates around New Orleans.
Isn't it here, this realm, but separated by a veil?
Yeah, by a veil. Hence, Papa Legba, who is the deity of the crossroads that guards the gate between our world and the spirit world. Mm-hmm. So it's like an access point to that other side.
Yeah.
And actually, it makes sense because at first I was like, how do they not believe in a heaven? But then when you think about it, the Loa are amplifications of nature itself. So you have Bawan Semdi, who is the Loa of the graveyards. You have Papa Legba, who is Crossroads. You have all these different Loa spirits that are amplifications of nature itself. So you don't necessarily have to have heaven, because they believe that there's us, then there's the Loa spirits, and then between us and the supreme being, there's the Loa, which serves as like the intermediary. So the Loa themselves don't exist within like the plane of heaven. So they basically reside on Earth as spirits.
Mm. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. But why is it just New Orleans? You mean only one city in this whole world?
No, it's like I'm just saying, like the voodoo belief.
Well, there could be gates around here somewhere. Yeah. We just don't know where they are.
Yeah, but I'm saying like within New Orleans, because that's where I know most about.
Okay, no, I get it. There is like these hidden gates around everywhere to the other world. That's interesting. Maybe you want to go find one.
Yeah, in Supernatural, there was a Devil's Gate that actually opened up and released millions of demons, and Sam and Dean had to close the gates to hell to keep more demons entering our world.
Tosu says, for me, ghosts are simply afterlife energy refusing to completely let go of the physical body matrix. Once it lets go, it returns to light. Yeah, that's very interesting because I believe that too. Different phrasing, but yes. Ghosts are around it. And I also believe that when we ascend to heaven, or whatever you want to call it, I do believe that we can, if we so choose, come back down here to check on loved ones.
That's essentially what it's like for the ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
It's that will that's strong enough to hold you to the spirit world, or the further. You don't go to heaven, you don't go to hell, you exist within the veil because of that will and desire to protect and to guide the next generation.
Okay, this is interesting.
Which is funny because the other day I was like, Dave, what am I going to do? Because I'm an ancestor when I pass on, but we have no kids. Kyron's probably not going to have kids. What happens then? I'm like, oh, I guess I'll go up the family tree on over and then back down to the other side and go haunt some of my other kids or like grandchildren of like cousins that I know.
I'll haunt the cats.
I can go haunt Charlotte and Olivia.
Fantastic.
And their kids.
Yeah, that's good. Focus.
Sorry.
No, because I like this point. I see it. Well, I want Trinity, definitely you need to elaborate on this. This is interesting. I see it all as a state of consciousness after death. Like, what does that mean? Like, the consciousness, because I believe consciousness and all that is energy. You know, does it like in a ball and just?
Well, that's kind of like what the shade is. In your version,
when they're in purgatory, they call them the shade.
Yeah, because shade is essentially energy. It's your emotion. It's your spirit. It's your soul. It's all the feeling. So you still feel. You can still drink. You can eat. You're conscious. Technically, the only thing that you don't have is a physical body.
Oh, she elaborated it. Okay. I think those orbs we see are loved ones and guides checking in on us from the other side. Yes. Okay. Yep. I got it. Yeah. And I believe that too.
Anything else to add? What's your view on the other side? Do you believe in the veil? That certain ghosts can tether themselves to an object or have the will strong enough to kind of stay in, like, essentially hauntings. Because when hauntings happen, it's because a spirit isn't letting go of something. They're not willing to move on, and they're tethered to a person, a place, or an object.
Two kinds of ghosts I believe in. Well, one is what's called a residual. And it's like, have you ever gotten a nail and a magnet and you just did this?
And a spark? And
the nail becomes a magnet.
Oh.
Try it. What happens is a tortured, like someone who had a really bad emotional death or life, or, the energy on that is so strong that it almost burns into the environment around it. So that it plays back. There's no real consciousness per se there. It's just a playback, like watching a video. That's like a residual haunting. Now, I forgot the word for non-residual, like an intelligent haunting. That's something different. I think that could be someone that's just not letting go. Maybe if there's no, well, I lost my train of thought. Maybe there's something that they could not let go of. They're here in conscious form, just trying to get something done, trying to get attention. They could be angry, sad. So that's the two kind of ghosts that I know of.
What do you believe in?
Demons and stuff is a different thing. I don't categorize them as ghosts.
Here's another aspect that I'm starting to think. I know, because I've been watching a lot of Supernatural, but it made me actually change my view on demonic entities. Because it's very interesting. When you think about it, some of it kind of makes sense and then makes you think a little bit more. So when we hear the word demon, we automatically think it's an entity that has never walked life before, and it craves life, so that's why it possesses the body of someone to gain its life.
Well, hold on. Because not all demons possess.
Or it's an entity that has never had physical human form.
Well, they say demons are entities that have never walked the earth.
That's
corporeal,
basically.
Not human form. Like a demon can't be a cat. It doesn't have to be human. It's just something.
Well, why would a demon want to be a cat? Like, I'm going to come back to lay on the couch all day long. It has nothing to do with I'm going to lick my fur ball.
Anyways, it's not just human form. In other words, a demon is something that just has not existed on Earth.
But what if a demon could be essentially have been human at one point, but could have been someone like that? You know, those extreme, like, serial killer, crazy-minded people that are absolutely certifiably insane went on killing sprees. What if a demon could essentially have been one of them? That then their soul became so warped and twisted that it became a darker entity all unto itself.
Well, no, it would still be a ghost, but there are bad ghosts. I mean, it would act like a demon, but no, there are bad ghosts. I don't think it's a demon, though. Now, could that person have been influenced by a demon at the time, making them do bad things? That's another thought to have.
I think the veil has holes or vortexes that allow transference of energy, ghosts, orbs, auras, seers, guidance.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Robin, when you mean that the veil has holes that allow transference of energy, are you saying, like, when we see manifestations of ghosts or orbs, that's essentially because there was a rift in the veil that allowed us to see that ghost for a split second or for however long? Is that what you mean? Well, actually, that would make sense, because if there's the veil that divides us from the other side, that would make sense why sometimes we're able to see them, is either A, we have that gift to be able to see them, or it's because there's a rift there. Because that makes sense, because when you think about it, in my belief in the ancestors, they're always around me. I can feel them and their presence. It's kind of like the curtain's there, but it's like they're pushing the curtain. They're able to tap me, but there's still that curtain that's over where I can't see them. I can only just kind of feel them and their energy. But when you physically see them, it's because there's a rift in that veil right there, and you're able to actually see what they're doing.
See, I don't know what I believe about the veil, because I do believe that our ancestors can check in on us, but I don't know how that's done.
Sorry, I read that wrong. Wait. He said, Toadstool said interdimensional gaps. I forgot the P in the word. I thought it said interdimensional gas.
Okay. Jesus.
Sorry.
Anyways, so if the veil exists, I believe it's made of energy, and it fluctuates.
Yeah.
Which is why it's thinnest on Halloween.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And there's thin spots. So it's made of energy. But where does the veil sit? How does the veil differ from heaven, hell, and the other world? Is the veil a window to the other world?
I don't view it as a window. I view it as gas. A gas-like thing that's super, super heavy. So it's like literally flat up against her skin and shrouds everything. Except for, so you get to the crossroads. That's an intersection where it's a gateway. There's certain gateways that allow access into the other side. But I don't view it as a mirror, because mirrors to me are a reflection.
Yeah, but if it's like you explained, it's like this gas and it's up against our faces. That would suggest to me that the other side is the other world. So it's in this world.
Yes.
But then where is the afterlife?
What do you mean?
Is the afterlife where the ancestor, where we go, is that here?
Okay, so this is how I see it. Here's the earth. Here's heaven. Here's hell. This is the veil. Everything that's above or between heaven and hell. We're literally sitting and standing in the veil. The only difference is, oh, I'm alive. I can't see my ancestors around me. Oh, I died. Poof! I become part of the ancestors, and your spirit floats up, and you become part of that gas-like world.
That's
how I view it. Sorry, that probably wasn't the best explanation, but that's how I see the veil. I don't see it as a literal curtain that's like, okay, it's just in front of you.
See,
and you turn this way and it turns with you. I see it as like, it's literally, think of it, when they do 3D or like those 3D things and you can like move it to like do different things. It's like, oh, here's a mountain, here's another mountain. You move them together, it creates one big mountain. I see it like that. Like literally, here's the veil, here's us. They're right on top of each other.
Okay. I get it.
Oh, just making sure.
I just don't see it that way. But Tosu says the veil is the Amorphous divider between dimensions.
Yes.
Yes. So I don't think it's here. It's somewhere. It's like the wall between here and the afterlife.
It's like if we were in a swimming pool. A large-ass swimming pool.
Yeah. See, I don't view it like that. So, yeah, the afterlife, otherworld, I interchanged them. But I guess afterlife is a time thing. So it is the other world.
Yes.
So the
afterlife, the further, the beyond.
So I believe the veil is a divider between here and the other world. Now, there are gates in place to go through, but the veil is supposed to be like a wall. It's a divider. You're not supposed to pass through the veil. But it's sometimes, because it's made of energy, thins. And there can be some escapage. At least energy coming this way. Because energy passes through energy easier. We're physical. We can't go in through the veil. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense?
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense, because it doesn't to me. It does, but kind of.
Anyone else have any thoughts on the afterlife, heaven, hell?
Yeah, so like share some thoughts on what your
ancestors.
What's your other world look like?
Do you believe that heaven is a hotel like me, or do you believe it's like? Well, wait, you never said what you believe your heaven is like for you.
Oh, my heaven.
We all know I believe it's a hotel. Everyone has their own personal paradise.
So I truly believe that when we ascend, we're energy. Everything's energy. There's no corporeal. But we can, because we're energy and we go to this energy realm, it can be whatever we want. Because we just imagine it and it becomes real.
So, I'm confused. What? So if you want it however you want, does that mean when you die and you go to heaven, you see your vision of heaven, but then if I enter your heaven, you can think about it something different and it shifts and I'm no longer there?
Yeah, I think what happens is we go and we just exist as energy. So we can't, as corporeal beings, even describe the experience of being there, because you exist that energy. I can't tell you it looks like something because we're not going to have eyes.
Yeah, but what do you think the heaven would look like is what we're asking. It's not, do you believe that heaven...
I can't tell you. Because...
But is it like...
The concept of eyes that doesn't look like anything. It's an experience.
Do you believe it's like a big empty white room, or do you just see lights out everywhere? You can't see a damn thing. You're just kind of like bumping into walls and shit.
Again, you're thinking corporeal.
Do you think that it's going to be fields of poppies and lavender?
You're thinking corporeal.
Sunshine?
No, I can't explain what it is because you exist as energy.
So you believe in heaven, but you don't believe.
I can't tell you what it looks like because it's not a big, yeah, I believe we have the ability to have pleasant experiences. But I can't even say that. It's just, it's a different existence. Because, I just don't believe we're corporeal there. We shed the corporeal form. That gets buried in the ground. And then we exist as energy.
Why? Because you're a tech person, am I envisioning like the Matrix all of a sudden? And we're like going through wires of energy. And you're like...
It could be that, but no. Think of it this way. If we go to this next dimension, heaven, whatever you want to call it, how come it never fills up?
How come what never fills up?
How come heaven never gets overcrowded? Think of all the people that died. Where do they go?
Well, it's vast. It probably expands depending on like who's there.
Oh.
Because I believe that there's a balance So whenever there's a death, there's a life. That's why heaven doesn't really necessarily always expand or get smaller. It just stays as is because everything, there's a balance. But wait a minute. What happens, though, if there isn't that balance of death? Say, like, you have an explosion of something that goes horribly wrong and you just have, like, 500 people dead. That doesn't mean, like, 500 people around some other 500 in the world somewhere are just going to drop down. So yeah, that actually makes sense.
It's the creation of life. When those 500 people die, they go up to heaven.
Yeah, but I don't think 500 people of those people are all at once going to be having babies.
No, but it balances out.
Okay.
But that's what it is. A newborn, when that spark of life.
Hi, Darcy.
Where consciousness kicks in. It's a new soul entering a corporeal form. Wrong one.
I don't believe in heaven or hell. Denise says, I don't believe in heaven or hell, just another dimension when we die. That's actually how I thought in the beginning as well.
Heaven is clinging to the mortal pleasures we experienced in life. Once we've gone beyond life, it's so much more. I describe it as a school of cosmic goldfish. And people say how boring, but there's
no boredom.
There's no boredom.
We experience communication with finite.
You could say
infinite, not finite.
You could say a school of cosmic goldfish. I mean, it's kind of like that, but I just think it's just this big realm. Okay, I'm going to go Trekkie on you a little bit. To any of my Trekkies out there, and I guess this is the best way for me to explain it. In Star Trek DS9, there's a character. I know, don't laugh at me. But
no, I'm laughing at what. Hold on. Because Robin just said, Lucian, it doesn't necessarily have to balance out on this planet. Those souls can go elsewhere. All of a sudden, I saw like a vision of God going, okay, you go to heaven, you go to heaven, you go to heaven. Oh, you can just go somewhere else. And he like smacks them and the soul just goes elsewhere.
Oh God!
Oh, that was like in the movie Souls that we just watched.
Yeah,
that's what I was envisioning.
Okay,
his soul just kind of went somewhere else.
All right. Okay. Anyways, there's a character in DS9. His name is Odo, and he's a shapeshifter. So he's walking around the space station, and he keeps a corporeal form. He's looks like a guy, but he can change into things. Well, his people's true existence is they all meld together in this pool of goo. But it's the same thing. We all, when we go to heaven, it's all pure energy, and we just all go into this energy ball, if you would. Maybe it's the cosmic fishbowl, whatever. And that's where we it's just a whole different way of existing. That's why it's really hard to explain.
Now I'm envisioning a dark-ass room with no doors, no windows, no light, and just a big ball of energy going.
Oh, my God. You can't shed. Stop thinking corporeally.
I know. But it's just what you say. So,
Toaster says, I love Odo. Isn't he a great character? I wish I was Odo. I want to be a shapeshifter.
So, Sonia just said, I believe in the upper world where knowledge is kept, middle world where we are, and the underworld where the dead are. But it's really a great big rabbit hole with lots of tunnels, so not easily explained. No, that makes actually a lot of sense.
He does. He sleeps in a bucket. So during his regenerative period,
he sleeps in a bucket?
What happens is Odo, because he's a shapeshifter, the solid form is not his natural form. When he regenerates or sleeps,
he goes into his puddle?
Yes. Oh. He goes back to his ooze and sits in a bucket. He sleeps in a bucket.
I'm so glad I'm not Odo.
Yeah, but he can turn into a bird like that and take off. I'll sleep in a bucket.
That'd be awesome. Turn into a bird and fly.
You turn into anything. He turns into a mouse all the time when he's going to spy on people. Oh my God. Anyways. So very interesting. We're at 45 minutes. So it's all really interesting.
Hi, Dory.
And the thing is, it's just, there is no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
And what fascinates me is a lot of views, but there's a lot of overlap when you peel it away and really look at it. You know?
It's amazing what TV can do. It's really changed my view of what heaven and hell the further are.
I really wish you would pick up a book.
The Joys of Supernatural, Dave.
The television.
Joys of Supernatural. You'd learn a lot if you watched it with me.
They call it an idiot box for a reason.
Well, it's just made me... Because when I was younger, I always was scared of cemeteries and death and...
You should be.
Well, no, now I'm not. Now, because when in my belief and my practice, I'm no longer afraid of cemeteries or death or skulls. It doesn't scare me. Like, for example, cemeteries, I don't mind now because it's a home for souls. To me, I view... but
you won't even do a Ouija board. Don't tell me you're not afraid. You won't even do a Ouija board.
Because I don't want to summon no demon up in here, Dave.
Well, you need to get some skill at your Ouijian.
But, like, yeah, and skulls to me represent the ancestors, and death is just... It's not the end. It's a beginning to a different chapter of...
Oh, of course.
Existence.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say life, because you're no longer alive, because you're dead, but...
Well, again, it depends on how you define life. I think you are
It's like the death card. To me, it's like the death card. It
is.
It's a state of change. You're transitioning, you're shedding your mortal meat suit, and you are existing in a different state of being.
Yes, I was just reading this. Hold on, I can pull this up and read it from the Grimoire of the Apprentice Wizard. Where is it? Hold
on. Mortal meat suit.
Hold on, what I lose my?
What the hell is that? Is that a dildo?
Hold on, I'm trying to find something here.
It's a weird dildo-looking thing.
You're a dildo-looking thing.
What is that?
Hold on. Oh, I lost my spot. I don't know how the hell that happened.
Hold on. I'm just going to read some things here. Darcy said, I think of it as simple Simpson going on the fair. He never gets there. You are going to heaven or hell, and when you meet different people along the way, you never get to either place. Oh, that's interesting. The Egyptians thought you went off to the end of the earth where the sun goes down in the west, somewhere over the horizon. When you go under the earth to the underworld, and if you pass all the tests.
Yeah, so here's what I have in the book for Egyptians. As described in the Egyptian chapters of Coming Forth by Day, often called the Book of the Dead, the Ka, the Ka, the astral body of a dead person, passes from the burial chamber to wander into darkness through tunnels and passages under the earth. At last, he or she enters Amenti, the vast judgment hall of the dead.
Take a ticket, please.
Osiris, Lord of the Dead, sits on a giant elevated throne at the far end. In his hand, he holds the symbols of fertility: a flail, a crook, symbolizing his powers to restore all life. Okay. You're a crook. Stop laughing. I hit you with this. In the center of the hall is a shrine with a set of scales. The Ka must recite a standard 42 negative confessions of sins. So basically 42 sins confessed, I guess, and evils he did not commit in life. Oh, this is weird. All right, wait a minute. I got to read this again. The spirit must recite a standard 42 negative confessions of sins and evils he did not commit in life, saying before each, I have not. These must satisfy the 42 divine judges, one for each. They're seated around the chamber in which whom the confessor addresses in turn, blah, blah, blah. It gets too wordy. This is to assure the gods that the soul has been truly born again, transfigured into one who could not have committed these sins. Then jackal-headed Anubis, guardian of the dead, places the dead person's heart upon the scales, weighing it against the ostrich feather of Ma'at. I can't even, I don't know, how do you pronounce that?
It's Matt.
Oh, so you're the goddess of truth and justice? So the ostrich feather of Maat, goddess of truth and justice. Ibis-headed Thoth, god of writing, records the results. It gets too wordy. But I guess, they wander, and they go to the west, they wander in this underworld, they get to this great hall.
No problem, Dory.
Confess these sins, and your heart gets weighed.
Yeah.
And if your shit
It's
don't,
the judgment.
and if your shit don't weigh enough, you get beaten.
Do you guys know anything about walk-ins? Oh yeah, walk-ins actually aren't allowed during COVID. You actually have to make an appointment.
Oh, I thought walk-in is a kind of freezer that you have in a restaurant.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Called the walk-in freezer.
Do you know anything? What are walk-ins, Robin?
Yeah, I'm not sure. What's
you send upon. Oh wait. People look at the sky and call it the heavens. They don't really know how true that is. When you view the stars, you are viewing heaven.
Interesting. Well, it could be. It's again, who's to say it's not? We transform into this energy form. It can be wherever. Maybe it is up there in the stars. I don't believe that, just because I do believe that there are other planets with life on them out there. Mm-hmm. There's another Earth out there somewhere just like us.
And then Darcy says, you ascend up to the heavens in the east and you become a star, or constellations like Osiris or Isis.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
You become one of the gods. Ooh.
That's, yeah.
I'd love to become a god. I'm a god in my brain. I'm a god of this household.
You
bow down to me.
You're a dreamer.
Rude.
Yeah, here we go.
Just like I'm the king of this household.
Yeah, you're a king of the burger. And you get the Burger King.
Burger King.
You go to the great hall and you stand before Osiris, who may or may not allow you to pass to the underworld. And if you pass the tests in the underworld, you're allowed to ascend to the heavens above.
Oh. So that's the weighing of the scales.
Yeah.
I wonder what happens if I wish they had more information on. Do they have more information on what happens if your heart doesn't equal out to that feather?
I don't know. I gotta look. Talk to them while I read.
Oh, sorry. LOL. Souls get reincarnated when sperm meets egg and the energy comes in. Walk-ins are situations where adults who want to check out give their bodies over for soul entry. This can happen briefly. Wait, confusion. Let me reread that. But walk-ins are situations where adults who want to check out give their bodies over for soul entry. This can... Oh! During channeling, also possession. Okay, so it's kind of like in Supernatural, how there are certain special beings that are vessels. Well, it makes sense. They're vessels. So, for example, possession happens by the devil or demons. It's because that body is a vessel. So basically, it's like I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know where I'm going with that.
You asked about the judgment.
Yeah.
So here we go. If the deceased has spoken truly and followed the concept of Matt during his life, then his heart will be as light as a feather. Passing this test, he is allowed to go onto the heavenly afterlife, the field of reeds, a lovely world with fertile fields and lakes, much like Egypt itself. There the blessed dead dwell forever in favor of Osiris, feasting with the gods on the food of immortality. But if a person's sins in life weigh heavily upon his heart, if you had lied, cheated, killed, or done anything against that, or against God, whatever, they will tip the balance. If the person has not been transformed, he or she is no better than food for animals. And that is his or her fate. His heart will be fed to a horrible monster that waits beside the shrine. And it goes on. It's like a composite of a hippopotamus, cheetah, llama, But basically, yeah.
Hippopotamus?
Yeah, it's like some hippopotamus lion thing looking thing. Why is this cat a pain in my butt? So yeah, you become animal food.
Darcy said, first you die, then you are judged. Your heart is weighed. If it weighs less than a feather, you are allowed to proceed to Osiris. Of he who passes, then you are allowed to pass the underworld. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. But if your shit's heavy, you get fed.
Doubled up.
You get fed to like this monster.
To this monster, Thor.
You get fed to the Thorness.
You get fed to the Loki.
You want to see a monster?
It'll you right up.
There's the monster. Meow. Ow, he's clawing me. Funny stuff.
Anyways,
all right.
It's been almost an hour.
It's been almost an hour.
Actually, was surprised we were able to talk that long about this.
And it's a very fascinating subject.
Definitely gets your brain thinking and ticking.
All right. Yeah. So we wrapping it up?
Guess we're wrapping it up.
Well, thanks guys for joining. This was fun.
We definitely have to do a lot more lives. We will definitely be a lot more involved.
I keep saying it.
Do we want to do a live Sunday night, you think? Or tomorrow night? No, let's do it Sunday night.
We should definitely.
Let's do a popcorn party. I know it's not a typical popcorn party because usually they're on a Friday. Let's do a popcorn party on Sunday.
Yeah, the only thing is it depends on when we do the phone call with your dad.
We could probably call him tomorrow because he said over the weekend.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, if we can get that done Saturday.
Yeah, we will do a popcorn
We'll do a Sunday night.
And October, if you are still in here, would you and Jeff like to do join us for a popcorn party?
I'm gonna do the whole thing like this. This is how I social distance. I made this hat. There's my bald head. Look at this quality craftsmanship. Look at this thing. I made this.
Oh my God! There's a new episode of Hell's Kitchen.
I sell these. They're only $129.99. No, I don't sell them.
Anyways, gonna wrap it up now. So thanks everyone for joining us, and we will see you guys on Sunday for popcorn party. And it'll be what time do you want to do popcorn party? Like around 7?
Maybe.
I don't want to do it too late.
Yeah. 7's good.
So yeah, no problem, guys. And Robin, no problem. It was great hearing your opinions, and thank you because it helped us keep going for a little bit as well.
Anyway, it's very, very interesting. I love it.
Yep. We will see you
Don't
all.
End it. We gotta do this the right way. So, or we won't be allowed into the Elysian fields.
Oh, jeez.
Wait a minute. Okay. Well, you're gonna let me know when to go. All right. Let's stop this again. Are you guys back?
We're back.
Just kidding. We're back.
Okay.
And now for hour 2 of rambling like idiots.
No. Anyways, thanks everyone. We will see you Sunday.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.